left side, if you're on your phone, it says invite friends to this workshop. So if you know anyone in business, if you know anyone that just really likes learning about Facebook, learning about how to build relationships, because let's be real, it's kind of awkward now in 2016, and it's just going to get even more awkward in 2017. So yeah, press that button on the bottom, share, show some hearts. We don't have baby red, but I like hearts too, so you can share some hearts whenever you feel really awesome. And I'm going to start with a task. We're going to start right away with a task, and I'd love, love, love to hear your 2017 mantra. What is it? What are you going to live by? What are you going to wake up and say? Anybody want to type it in? Just go for it. Mine is hashtag doing it. I'm going to say yes to everything, well, with, caution. But if somebody asks me to go on vacation, I'm going to say yes. If somebody asks me to host a workshop, I'm going to say yes. Somebody asks me, I am woman, hear me roar. I love, love, love that. So everybody, if you're watching, we're going to comment and talk about our 2017 mantras just quickly. So make sure you write it down and say it when you wake up, say it in the shower, say it all day, every day, because absolutely, it's super, super important. Last year's mantra for me was abundance. I almost used it again in 2017, but seriously, just saying abundance, abundance, abundance every day. There's abundance of people, there's abundance of clients, there's tons of money. Love, love, love. So super exciting, and I am perseverance. Yay, 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 yay. So lots of girl power. Hey, does anyone else feel that shift? I definitely feel the shift already online. I'm seeing way more women. I'm seeing people start their businesses, women starting their businesses, and women just taking over the business world, and I just love it. And I truly believe that's because women are finally saying, I'm sick and tired of working all day and being a housewife and doing the chores and doing the groceries and working my buns off, because for a long time we are and still are doing it all. So I'm super, super passionate about this one, and just tell you a little bit about where that came from. My mom used to take me on these feminist tours and buses, and we'd go rally around Ottawa and be like, yay, women's rights, women's rights. And at the time, I was deathly embarrassed by it. I'm not kidding you. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm 13. And when you're 13, it was anyway, so we would walk around, and now looking back, I realize why. Everything happens for a reason. There was a reason why I was part of those things. There's a reason why even at the time I felt embarrassed, because now I love women, and I always did, but now I feel super, super passionate about helping women and not really advocating for our rights, but just making sure we get stuff done and stuff that we want to do. So abundance, okay. Alexander says hi. Hi, Alexander. Hi, Catherine. All right, let's get started. So make sure on the bottom left of your phone, maybe the right, you can invite friends to watch this video, or you can save it for later, or whatever works best for you. So 2017 mantra, I definitely want you to make your cover photo on Facebook. This is your first thing that's going to help build relationships, is create a cover photo using Canva or PicMonkey or whatever tools you use, and tell everybody what your mantra is. It's going to spark conversation, it's going to spark curiosity, and you're going to start drawing in the crowd of people that can relate to you. Oh, she has a mantra? I have one. I love that. Mantra, whatever you say. But I really, really do challenge you to do that, because it's going to spark a trend as well, and a conversation. So when you put it up on your Facebook to build relationships, ask the question, what's your mantra, whatever it is. But yeah, go and change your cover photo if you don't want to do that. Just create a status today that says, what's your mantra? And that engages and gets relationships going and more people interested in what you're doing. So thanks for coming. I do have notes for this workshop. It's super weird. I actually, for the first time probably in 2 years, I got really, really nervous about going live. I don't know why. I just got this feeling in my stomach that I was nervous, and I know you guys are awesome. I guess it's one of those days. I had an epic migraine yesterday, so probably a result of that. So today we're talking about Facebook relationships and how to convert them to sales, and how to really, really build them so that you have a relationship with someone that might potentially buy from you. And if they don't buy from you, whatever, you still have a really great relationship with that person. So I always say to the Academy members that Facebook relationships, it's exactly like online dating. I've never online dated, but building relationships is going to take time. And in the first little while, it's super, super exciting. And, you're reaching out to them and they're reaching out to you and you're sending, photos and you're excited and you want to talk to them all the time. Right, Sophie? I'm telling you guys, please, please, please invite your friends, tag people in this because Facebook Live is being a little bit of a bugger. It's waiting like a minute or 2 minutes to notify people. So if you guys can go into my group for me while I'm on here, if you can go into my group and tell people we're live, that would be awesome. Just give me a quick second. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for joining. So while I kind of hang out and give everyone a second, definitely tell us your mantra. Type it in at any time. Okay. So one of the first things we're challenging everyone to do is change their cover photo with their mantra for 2017. So maybe it's abundance, love, growth, power, perseverance, whatever it is. Get your audience engaged and challenge them to do the same thing. What's your word? So that you can establish yourself as an expert in whatever it is. Oh my gosh, 7 minutes? That is lame, Facebook Live. Not a fan. Anyways, you guys are here. That's all that matters, and it is recorded. So I wanted to just mention the first thing that's kind of an amazing statistic. Every single day, there's over 1.1 actually billion people log into Facebook. So if I hear anybody say that there aren't enough people online, I've tapped out the target market, it just doesn't work, I'm going to shake you. I'm going to shake you and say that's crazy. There's 1.1 billion people on Facebook, and if you serve 1,000 of those people, there's abundance. There's huge, huge abundance. I mean, I'm not the only business coach. I'm not the only person hosting an academy. There's so many people doing it, but I stand out because I'm me. So that is the very first thing about building relationships and growing on Facebook is you have to truly, truly believe that you are unique and your product has huge value. And you're going to hear me say that all the time. But your product, is it going to change lives? Is it going to have an impact on someone? Can it? Maybe you're not feeling very confident about it, but you know that if people do purchase it, you can change lives. So that's the very first thing. Don't just start a Facebook group and a Facebook business because you want to have a Facebook business. Really believe in your product, trust your product, know your product inside out. We talked about that at the workshop with Tori. We tell the Academy members, practice saying what your product is. Be a product of your product. Everything I teach on these Facebook Lives, I am actively doing, which is so exciting, and because I see the results, so I can share them with you. So, task 1, mantras. Challenge all your audience in your own personal business, wherever it is, to really talk about their own mantra. Which one is it? Can somebody help me out here? I guess you can't hear you, but and if you don't do that now, please just really consider doing it, because that's going to spark engagement. People are getting really excited for 2017. Your audience is on Facebook looking for inspiration. How can they better themselves in 2017? Like, that is just a no mantra. Thank you. Mantra. Perfect. So change, one of the biggest things as well is I see so many times these beautiful women have amazing businesses, and then I go to their Facebook profile page and it doesn't even say that they have a business. So that is task 2. Oh, Enzo's snoring. My dog is snoring. So task 2, go to your personal profile and change that you're the owner, you're the CEO, you're the founder, whatever it is. Own it, be that person, and then it'll tag your business page. So that's another thing. Definitely have a business page. If you're in business, you need to grow relationships. Absolutely, you need people to see your store. So really excited about that one. I'm going to see a lot of people changing that. Yes, you're welcome. I'm going to see a lot of people changing that they're the CEO, founder, creator, whatever it is of their business. So go to your Facebook personal page and check it out. Can I see that you own a business? Do I know? Because that is a huge part. When I click on your name, which we all do, we all Facebook stalk. Who's kidding? Who's kidding if they don't? I click on your name and I'm going to see that you own, let's say, Sephora, the makeup store. I'm going to be like, holy mother of pearl, she owns Sephora. I'm going to go to Sephora and I'm going to see that Sarah owns it and I'm going to be excited. But if I click on your name and I don't know you have a business, I'm done. I just leave and I'm like, okay, awesome, she's a friend. But what if you have a service that I need? What if I need to get my taxes done and you own a taxing service? Taxes? What if you own a coffee shop and I'm addicted to coffee and I see that? I'm going to reach out to you. I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, you own the coffee shop down the street. That's so cool. We should go. Can I come? Blah, blah, blah. So there's another relationship building tool. The one thing is, and I know there's a lot of people going against the grain here, but I'm going to stand by this because I've been able to watch my own growth and the Academy members grow amazing, amazing, amazing. And a lot of them probably would have stopped if it wasn't for the extra push. But I encourage them to be consistent. So you can't really be on Facebook. Even if you owned a storefront, you wouldn't open for a day and then the next 2 weeks completely close it and forget about it and not wash the floors or not restock the stuff. You have to be on your Facebook page. You have to be on your personal page, your business page, your groups. Not necessarily every day, all day, but you definitely have to be in there. You have to be posting. You have to be engaging. When someone comments on your post, please, please, please have at least the decency to say, that's awesome. What resonates with you about this post? Ask a question. Say thank you. If I walk into a store and someone says you should try this on, I end up trying it on and probably buying it. So when someone's on your Facebook business page or in your group and they're like, ooh, this looks cool. What is this 20-day challenge you have? Use that opportunity. Say, Sarah, I'd love this challenge. This is amazing. Definitely hop into this group. We're starting tomorrow. So I took the time. If the client or potential client takes the time to comment, please take the time to comment back. It's really, really, really important. I'm going to answer a question. Catherine, how do you recommend handling fear of repercussion from existing? Ooh, that's a good question. Let me think for a second. I don't know. I think that my answer is everyone handles fear a little bit differently, right? And I find in business, you do have to, we value what other people think and say, but ultimately, there's going to be a lot of people that aren't happy with what you're doing, regardless if it's amazing work or not. And then there's going to be people who just love everything you're doing. So I would say listen to the things that you know really believe that they're saying, and then kind of get rid of the other stuff, because people are always going to have, you're always going to have negative Nancy's, but it's what we do with the negative Nancy's. Hey, do you want to go for coffee? Hey, let's talk. I'm really excited about this business. What's going on? Or potentially you block those people and you're like, I want nothing to do with them because you own your business, you own your Facebook, block them, delete them. I did a whole audio about that. I'll link to it. I think it's a YouTube video actually about deleting people. It's totally okay. It makes room for great people. So great question. Thank you. Okay, so you're going to engage with people now. Starting today and every single day, if someone likes your stuff, posts on your stuff, you're going to engage with them. What you're not going to do, and I'm so firm on this one, please never send a message right away to sell your product. So if I comment on Catherine's beautiful photo, she's not going to send me a message saying, hey, buy my stuff. Because that's not how relationships work in person. So that's my biggest tip for you guys. Treat your online world exactly like your offline world. So if I'm actually right now in the process, Catherine lives in my community. I've never met her, but Catherine and I are starting to build a relationship. I've sent her a message, she sent me a message, she invited me to a wine tasting, I'm going to go to the wine tasting, and from there our relationship builds. Now, Catherine may not necessarily purchase the Academy, But Catherine may know someone who could value the Academy, or now I have one more person online who knows about the Hello Life Academy. So my relationship with Catherine is building gradually and gradually. And let's say I think Catherine's beautiful. I already know we're going to be like two peas in a pod. But let's say Catherine and I just aren't a good fit for each other online. That's okay. It's totally okay. You're going to find people online that you're like, there's no way I would hang out with that person offline. And that means you don't have to build a relationship. Not everybody is going to purchase from you. Not everyone is going to, yay, I'll see you at the wine tasting for sure. But there's all these different things that you can focus on, like building a relationship online exactly like you would offline. So I have this person who continuously comments on my stuff. Well, I'm probably just going to say, hey, I was just wondering, like, what did you really like about that status? Or are you reading my blog posts? And they had the opportunity to say, oh my gosh, I did your 20-day cleanse and it changed my life. Do you offer any kind of support? Bam. That's my opportunity to say, I do. I totally do. I offer a 60-day program, but I'd love to have tea with you first. Now, I always use tea, coffee, wine, and I virtually do them. Just like we're having coffee right now together. That's how I build my online relationships. Now, the other way, so you're engaging, you're commenting on what they're commenting, you're liking their stuff. Facebook loves that. Facebook sees that and they believe you. They think you're a real person. So they'll start showing more and more people your stuff, which is fantastic. So another way to do it is send them a message, not selling, but saying, hey, I noticed you're liking like all my posts. I'm so excited. Let's have coffee, tea, wine, whatever you want to do. Go for a walk. Or why don't you swing by the studio if you have an offline business? Why don't you swing by? I'm doing a demo day. That's your opportunity, but you do have to wait. It's not really a good idea to do it the first day or week. Gradually build that, build that, build that. And it's okay, again, if you think that person's crazy, not to reach out to them. Totally, I have some crazies on my Facebook page that I'm like, I'm not reaching out to you. So, and as you grow, like we have almost 1 million people now following Hello Life. As you grow, I strongly trust that as people grow, there's more and more people that aren't thrilled with what you're doing. But then there's other people that are like, wow, this is awesome. That's huge value. So know your product, trust your product, huge in relationship building. Another thing, old school, you guys want to know how I built relationships back in the day, and I don't encourage this. I hired Megan Condi, my assistant. She was my first staff, which I encourage a lot of people to get an assistant when they're starting, is Megan sent like 100 messages per day to people on my Facebook. So every single friend got a message about, hey, we're doing this thing, this mastermind group. Do you want to pop in? We're doing this. And yes, was it sleazy? Oh, so sleazy. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of embarrassed that it was last year. Did it work? It did. It absolutely worked because the message said, hey, Jessica, I love what you're doing. We have a mastermind group for health coaches. You should pop in it. There was no selling. It was just about getting people into our store. Kind of like, hey, I'm having a grand opening. Join us. So I don't really see that working now because basically everybody last November, December, January was doing that. So now we have to shift everything on Facebook. But creating a group where people can trust you, love you, know you is really good for relationship building. However, you have to do the other task of being very consistent and making sure that you're in that group just like you would be at a storefront. You have to set your business hours and be there, show up. So how to gain people into your events, workshops, groups to build relationships is, I hope that some of you are following how I did this one today. What I did an hour before this workshop. So I just announced this workshop yesterday. It's online. There's 1.1 billion people on Facebook. So even if people don't watch it live, it's still in the Facebook world and I can share it and you can share it and it'll go in the Academy page as well. So there's 1.1 billion people who log into Facebook every single day who could potentially see this video. So even if no one said they were coming to this event, I would still do it. So you don't need a lot of notice on Facebook. You can do 1 day, 2 day, 3 days, whatever, but honestly, Facebook spreads like a weed, so you don't have to create an event 10 months in advance anymore. It can just be that week. So step one, I created this event yesterday. I told everyone about it in this group. I told you to tag friends. Now I really, really wanted some engagement going and I wanted to build relationships. So I went live and posted statuses like, where would you go? It's freezing cold. Where do you want to go? So that the under Facebook status, which was about this workshop, they would see it. Tricky! So on my personal page, I had a status earlier this morning that said, hey, I'm going live talking about Facebook. And then the post about 40 minutes ago said, hey everybody, where would you go right now because it's freezing cold out? Everybody who commented on the freezing cold status would then see that I'm hosting a workshop. Lightbot may not be my target market, but at least they know that I exist. So that's step one in the relationship building, knowing that I exist. Just like Tinder, I've never been on Tinder, but people need to know that I exist. So by posting about the workshop, but then posting something not related at all to business, Facebook says, okay, that's not a business post. I'm going to show people that post. So do that, try that, experiment with it. It works. Also, for the last 40 minutes prior to this workshop, I went on to every single group, not everyone because I'm only one person, but I went on to tons and tons of different groups and I liked other people's comments. I commented on other people's comments and I added some friends. Now, because I was engaging for 40 full minutes, people were like clicking on my name, my personal name, seeing that I own Hello Life, and then probably Facebook stalking me a little bit, right? Who agrees with me? Hearts, thumbs up. Okay, nobody agrees with me. That's fine. Just kidding. I know there's a little bit of a delay. I hope so. Steph, give me some love. So basically, because I went and commented on a bunch of different posts, they now clicked on my name and then they Facebook stalked me and saw that I had a workshop. Whether they choose to come to the workshop is not important. The important part is they now see that I am a business coach. They now see that I own Hello Life. I've sparked their interest if they have a business. If they don't have a business, they're probably not going to even Facebook stalk me anymore. They're just going to leave. So it's about continuously clicking on people and commenting on people and liking people and making sure that you are genuine. So be yourself. If you do not like someone's photo of their cat, please don't say I like your cat, and you don't like cats at all. But if you see someone's recipe and you're like, holy smokes, where's that from? That's awesome. And then you could take it to the next step and send them a message and say, hey, I saw your recipe, I loved it, where do you find your recipes? So it's just like if you were at the mall and you ran into someone and you're like, oh my gosh, I love your purse, where did you get it? Everything we do online can be taken offline, and everything we do offline can be taken online. And I know we're in an age and an era that is super awkward socially. I get it, but I'm asking you to step outside your box so you can up level your business because you want to do that. You can reach 1 billion people per day. If you convert that to sales, you can reach the 6 figures, the 7 figures, and absolutely, like our Academy members are doing so well. Every single one of them are growing their Facebook audiences, their Facebook pages, and their businesses. It takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. Even the most successful online business owners and Facebook people, they've been doing it for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So you can grow fast, absolutely, but please trust the process that it's going to take a little bit of time. So, you know, if you're talking to a very specific target market, it might not go from 0 to 1,000 in one day. But if you just don't care and you're like, hey, I want everyone in this group, it could grow to 10,000 people in a week. But we want you to be very specific about who you accept into your relationships, just like you would into your life, right? So be really clear on your product. I can't emphasize it enough. Be clear, be true to yourself. Value your opinions and talk about them. Okay. I said be you. Just like you act offline, take that online. And if you need to practice going on Facebook Live, practice in this group, practice in this workshop group. You will get better at it. It is a little bit weird. Like right now, I feel like I'm talking to myself. But I know you guys are there, but it's like I'm sitting here talking to myself. However, here's a huge, huge relationship builder. You know how I am now. You know who I am. You know what I wear. You know what my makeup looks like. You feel slightly connected to me because it's like we're talking right now. It's like we're having coffee or tea. So I encourage Facebook Live. Please, please, please start doing it. If you're not comfortable with doing it, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and get on there. Your business is meant to grow. Absolutely, absolutely. And again, if you need help, reach out to me. Schedule a little coffee. We can talk for 5-10 minutes. Or if you're just gung ho about it, join the academy because we already have 8 people. So we're over 50% sold, which is insane. We had 2 weeks. 2 weeks we launched for. I'm just so excited about this. We've had the academy open for 2 weeks and we already filled 8 spaces. So, and that was by real relationships. I have a person. Do you guys want to hear how relationship building works? So, last year there was a person who joined the academy this year. So they didn't join last year. Do you want to know what she was doing? She said, I just wanted to watch you for a little while and see how the 2016 academy members did. And now she joined. So every single relationship you start, even if it's a year ago or 2 years ago, and you are the same person and your message is really clear and people get to know you more and more and more, they'll resurface a whole year later. Like, you have no idea how much being consistent and trusting yourself and knowing your product will build relationships. So just to sum it up quickly, we have 2 minutes left. 1, make sure you're commenting on people's posts. 2, host some events just like this one. Teach what you can teach. Give people value. They love it, love, love, love it. 3, make sure you're attending other people's workshops. For example, you look at the names in this group. These are people that you're going to probably end up being friends with. 3, find a friggin' mentor who can help you with this stuff. Facebook is a beast. It's a huge beast, and there's people who can help you like myself, or even join the academy. They are guaranteed people who are going to comment and post and love your stuff. So I know that it seems crazy to do something like that, but these academy members give testimonials to each other, which means Facebook thinks that they're even more real. So it boosts their posts for free. Facebook ads is a whole other workshop, and I'm going to be really, really specific about Facebook ads next week. So next week I'm going to host a whole workshop on Facebook ads, but it's going to be an hour and a half long, and I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to share the Facebook ad funnel. So once you build your audience, let's have a challenge. Who's up for a challenge? I am. Okay. I don't know where your Facebook business page is at right now, but the first thing is I want you to put your mantra on your cover photo. But the real challenge is I want to see you grow your audience, your Facebook page, without spending $1 by 20 people by the end of tomorrow. Who's in? Show me hearts if you're in. So 20 people. And if you have any questions about how to get 20 people to like your page, send me a private message and I will make sure you 100% get those 20 people. And if you don't, I will personally buy you a coffee or send you a virtual something. But 20 people, Natalie, Melanie, Catherine, Sophie, who else is in here? All these beautiful, beautiful people, Christina, Sarah, Megan, Victoria, 20 more people by the end of tomorrow. Yes, Catherine, you know what's funny? That was my very first point and I didn't say it. Get a Facebook business page, okay? So get a Facebook business page, and even if you don't invite anyone yet, except for you are, because you're going to get 20 people, you're in business. And you know what the worst thing that's going to happen? You end up loving it. And the very worst thing is you decide it's not for you, and that is a success. In my mind, the greatest entrepreneurs try things and then realize that this works, but you know what? I'm not doing that, like the studio. So another really great example is when I first started business coaching, I took one-on-one clients. And I had about 20 one-on-one clients, and I was exhausted. And I said, holy smokes, I can't do one-on-one clients anymore, but I still really want to talk to these people. So how I did that was I created the academy. So I recognized that part didn't work for me and I released it. So I opened up the academy and now I only work with 14 women for the whole year, which is an incredible feeling because I get to watch their businesses grow and I get to dedicate all my time to 14 businesses only. So no more one-on-one outside of that. It's very specific, very clear, and I love it. So other tips, if you're still here, I'll give more tips for 3 more minutes, and then I have an academy group call. So how else did I grow relationships if I'm kind of going off the record? I sent messages to people. I attended Stella and Dot parties online. Seriously. I joined groups, so I'm targeting, here's a great example. I'm super fun. This is super fun. My heart's like, okay. So I've targeted basically 8 entrepreneurs already for the academy. They're signed up, they're ready, they're gung-ho. I really want to tap into the Ontario market. I want to get people, I want to get one person from Sudbury, Ontario. I know it's very weird and very specific, but I want to get one person from Sudbury. So this morning, I joined some Sudbury buy and swap groups. Now, what I'm going to do for the next week, because I love my business and I believe in the academy so strongly, and I know that the right person is going to find it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on there and I might even buy a few things from that swap group. But I'm going to go and I'm going to see and I'm going to say, ooh, this looks nice. I'm going to like people's statuses. I'm going to comment on there. I'm going to check out who has a business because I love my business and I'm serious about growing it. And this is the truth. This is how I grow my relationships. And then from there, that person will probably add me as a friend. If they don't, I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to force a friendship, but they'll probably add me as a friend. And then they'll probably see, because they're in the Sudbury Buy Swap and they have a business, they're probably going to see that I own the Hello Life Academy. From there, they go to my website. Now, we're going to talk about Facebook ads next week because it's a whole other beast. But guess what? As soon as that person clicks on my website, guess what they see on their Facebook? Facebook ads from Hello Life Academy. Ding, 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 ding. So I'm spending about $200 on Facebook ads to target Sudbury, and I'll probably get a person by the end of next week from Sudbury, Ontario to join. Now, the relationship part of that is, one, I commented on her small business post. If she's knitting hats, I was like, ooh, do you ship to Calgary? She'll comment back. I've opened up the lines of communication. So one of the other big things that I have, if you want to, somebody once told me this, and I have to be really blunt with it because it stood out and it still stands out for me. When I first started my business, I tried to partner with so many people. I was like, ooh, can I partner with you? Can I be a bonus in your thing? Blah, 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 blah. And one person said to me, because they had a huge audience, huge success, they said, if you want to work with me, buy my shit. And that stood out so, so strongly for me because I was like, she's right. I don't even know what her product is. And I'm asking to be part of it, and I'm asking her to talk about my product. So if you really want to, work with people and be part of what they're doing, maybe think about buying their stuff, whether it's a hat or a course or something, because that's going to open up relationships like you've never, ever, it's just a whole new can of worms or whatever it is. So I'll let you know how the Sudbury thing goes, but we teach this, like today's workshop at 1 o'clock with the Academy members is all about Facebook ads. There's a very, very specific Facebook ad funnel that I follow. We spent $300 for Facebook ads in the last 2 weeks, and we filled 8 spaces for the Academy, which is $13,000. So whatever the math is, I don't know, but not too bad for $300 in Facebook ads and a lot of relationship building. And everything's built up to this. So be consistent, stay true to who you are. Of course, change your brand. Honestly, look at mine. If you look, I have like soft pinks and then reds and then blacks, and I love it because that's my personality. I change. Some days I feel really simple, and other days I'm like, let's be crazy. So get on there, 20 people on your Facebook business page by the end of the day tomorrow, and I bet all you have to do is make a post on your personal page telling people that you're opening a business or that you'd love to see some support for your business. When someone likes your page, send them a message and thank them. Remember thank you cards? They go a long way on Facebook as well. send a message, thank that person. Tell them that you're excited that they liked it and that you're, appreciate that they're supporting your business. Um, because it's an exciting time for you and I believe in what you're doing. So 20 people by your Facebook group, please change your cover photo to say your mantra, and encourage people to do the same. Say, what are you doing? What's your mantra? What are you doing? So thank you so much. Lots and lots of love. Stay tuned. Next week I'm going to share my screen with you. So we're going to do a Zoom call, share my screen with you, and walk you through the Facebook funnel as best as I can, because it's an amazing thing what you can do. The targeted ads for Facebook is insane. It's outrageous. So happy to talk to you. If you guys have questions about getting those 20 followers, if you have questions about the Academy, we're not going to sell any more spaces after the 10th, because then we're going to do a whole new relaunch in January. And if you're curious about launching, follow me. Follow the launch strategies that I'm doing, because if you don't think this workshop is part of that, it is. So I'm like an open book always. I teach the Academy members exactly what I'm doing so they can watch and follow and try to take that to the next level for themselves. So I love you guys, appreciate you being here, and talk to you later.